It was kind of like, okay, about a month back in the gym. And all right, I would get back. Now, the six packs were a little less frequent, but still get there. 40s, okay, I got to do some work. 50s, it just feels like it's impossible here. So we can frame it on me. We can frame it, just in looking at the ups and downs of sort of the entrepreneurial life, which a lot, I understand fully, is just the commitment to doing it. But like, let's talk about how you work with the clients, either through the groups or one on one. What's sort of the progression of getting someone ready to even take advantage of this?
So we'll use you as an example, AJ, because you're probably a decent avatar in terms of what I work with on a one-to-one basis, kind of that 50 plus entrepreneur doing a lot of moving plates, a lot of moving things. What I normally do, and I'll ask you this question, is you're firstly looking at your current baseline. So if I said to you, AJ, right, what does your current workout regimen look like? And I won't ask about nutrition because that's a very new, like, we could spend an hour talking about somebody's nutrition. But if we keep it on the training side for now, what's your current training regimen look like in terms of the consistency or the split, how many days, what you're doing, etc.? And I can kind of give you a gauge from there.
So for me, it is generally 4 to 5 days a week of some pretty active. I try and a Norwegian 4x4 a couple of times a week, kettlebells, and I try and go to the gym for deadlifts and legs. Basically, it's like usually a 20 to 30 minute, every minute on the minute, 30 seconds of swings, alternating with push ups for 20 to 30 minutes. And then if I'm in the gym, it's a warm up and then usually some form of leg press because I hurt my back a year and a half ago from bad squatting form, which I knew back when I played American football. My coach would always yell at me from bad form, things you don't learn when you're a kid. So squats to deadlifts, maybe some shoulders. I think for me is really it's the stuff around it. I do sometimes lock in. So it takes a lot of work to focus on getting like 10,000 steps or getting additional aerobic and then sloppy eating patterns because I'm usually cooking for my family, not for myself.
It sounds from what you said like the training you're doing a very good level in terms of the intensity, the mix, the strength, etc. There's probably nothing there that would need an overall revamp. Interestingly, something that comes up a lot with men in their 50s, well, both men and women, but men particularly, because it's what I work with mostly in that one-to-one, is it's a hormonal balance as well, which is largely going to be down to stress management, nutrition, sleep, etc. So obviously optimizing testosterone is a big thing actually when you hit your 30s, but it becomes really pronounced every decade from then on.
It's funny that you brought up because I just did get a test. And while I'm still in my range, I went 3.5 years ago when the last time I had it. I was sort of mid range for my age. I'm now at the low end of acceptable, but like little by a thread. And it's like, okay,